The new Banksy that appeared this week on the Royal Courts of Justice. I'm very interested in the Royal Courts of Justice. I've been making a film for the last few months, and I expect it's going to take about 2 years or so to finish. Uh, and and so I know almost every inch of the Royal Courts of Justice, particularly from the outside, and I rather value the Banksy edition, and I might even see if there's a way I can reference this in the film. But the Banksy painting, the judge with the gavel. Well, we don't use a gavel in the UK, but there he is, striking down a lone protester clutching a blood-stained placard. It lasted barely a day before the state intervened, covered it in black plastic, sealed it behind barriers, and policemen labelling it criminal damage. But we should pause. When the state covers art, when the police launch inquiries, when the courts themselves prepare to prosecute, are we really looking at graffiti, or are we looking at a modern act of iconoclasm? History tells us this story again and again. Graham Sutherland's portrait of Winston Churchill, commissioned by Parliament, unveiled in Westminster Hall, was so despised by Churchill, or by his wife, that it was consigned to a garden bonfire, officially a private act, yet the Prime Minister's own household annihilated a state commission. Edward Burne-Jones saw his designs suppressed for fear they were too Romish. The state, even in Britain, has long policed the image. Across the world, it's even more brutal. The Nazi Germany purge of so-called degenerate art, Kandinsky and Chagall burned, the Stalin Soviet Union, avant-garde canvases seized, icons smashed, churches whitewashed, the Taliban dynamiting the Bamiyan Buddhas, ISIS sledgehammering Palmyra. When power feels threatened, the first instinct is often to destroy the image. And here in London, the barriers over the Banksy at the High Court, it comes in the same week that Palestine action is prescribed, and 900 people are arrested, and protest criminalised, dissent outlawed, images erased. One might almost say the gavel falls twice. Now, let's be candid. Banksy's anonymity has always been a game. Accountants, agents, a whole infrastructure knows who he is. As an interview with with Andrew Marr testified, Robert Gunningham is no secret to insiders, though the art world maintains the fiction. But what happens if the state forces him into the dock, if his name is read aloud in court, if he has to plead guilty to criminal damage? The mask slips, the trickster becomes yet another defendant, and yet, and maybe that's the point, maybe Banksy's latest wall is not one wall too many, but the perfect wall, because when the state censors, covers and prosecutes, it proves that art was right all along. So here's the question. Are we safer when judges' gavels fall on protesters and plastic covers fall on art, or do we impoverish ourselves as surely as Churchill's bonfire, as Stalin's whitewash, as the Taliban's dynamite? Banksy's gavel may yet echo louder than the court's iconoclasm.